1. Blast off. We're back again. Damn. Such a long time ago.
It's been a
What, about
long
2
time.
minutes?
How you been?
How are you all doing? When you see this, it'll be not that long. We'll post this up here. But how y'all doing? I like to hear the comments.
I'm not sure, man.
What?
I'm a little nervous.
Well,
I hear knocking on the door.
Shit. Could it be?
Amiga. Oh wait, no. I'm in Canada.
You're on the
right now.
northern side of the border.
I mean, yeah,
Not the southern.
I'm in Canada. I'm supposed to be here. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm fine. Hey, how y'all doing today, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How are you all? So, question though.
Me, I'm fantastic. Yeah, what's up?
You have a beer. Are you finished that beer? You need another one. You get it? You still got it? Oh no. Or else you're out of beer. Do you have a replacement beer?
Oh,
Better get
I
some
do.
service.
Oh, I do.
All right.
I have no
all
room
right.
service, so I have to go off camera in a minute to get some. So maybe in a minute I might pop a few. If I disappear while Kevin's talking about something, don't worry about it. I'll be back.
Yeah. Just a pit stop. So
I hear tell that immigration is not only an issue in the United States, it's not only an issue in Europe, it's not only an issue in Canada, it's an global issue.
yeah,
You've
we
been
all
facing
experienced it.
an immigration thing yourself.
Yeah, I deal with immigration all the time because I'm traveling all over the damn places. So I get to immigration no matter what. Tomorrow I'm going to Laos. I hit immigration. Costs $40 to just enter a country just for a month. And then, but they'll stamp you in and out. And they'll take a whole big page of your passport, which is another pain in the ass because you run out of pages of your passport. They give you 50 pages. You go 50 places, you're gone. You run out of pages. But it sucks. Immigration sucks anywhere you go, right? You have to deal with immigration. It's good to be legal, but it's also a pain in the ass too.
Why has it not yet got to the stage? So a lot of countries now have biometric passports. Right? Which just means they got a chip in it, right? So why is it that there's still so many countries where you get that big chop on the page and it fills up the whole fucking page?
Yeah.
Yes, you can say if you have only chip, it can be hacked into, but you're telling me it's easier to hack into a chip than it is to make a rubber stamp and stamp a rubber stamp to say you got a
exactly.
And you get that rubber stamp. Oh, I got a visa to go in Laos. Here's my visa number. You get to the counter. What do? They type in the visa number and check it anyways. What the fuck, man? Why don't you just have it on the fucking little chip? Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. No, it's fake. You're in jail. Bye. Or,
a lot of countries are moving that way, and it's much, much easier. But to get that visa is another issue. You have to get the visa to be able to go in. That's basically a reader of that visa, right? So you go through the machine, you show your passport, and it lets you in because it's already in the system. That's great. It's easier. You don't get Malaysia does that, so I don't get all these stamps in Malaysia anymore. I can go through a machine. It's excellent. But in Laos, you can't. And many countries still can't.
So you mean in Malaysia, you got the Bill Gates the chip in your neck?
Not in my neck yet. I refuse that one. It's on my card. It's on my passport. But yeah. And maybe that'll be the next step is that you're chipped. Your baby gets chipped. We're getting back to AI now. You get chipped your baby and you walk around. It's like, there's my kid, checking your kid just because he's chipped, You chip your dog.
There's your slippery slope, right? There's your slippery slope. Hey, it's great. If your kid gets abducted, you can find it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing. But, of course, you're chipped.
I heard
the
that.
Government knows everything.
I heard the aliens put chips in ours. When they come down, they besides probing you, they stick a chip up there or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
I got a whole bag of chips, man. I've been hanging out with, I get so mixed up in all these guys. Like, hey, I got so many fucking chips here, man. They're like,
it's like that.
It's interfering. I can't watch TV anymore. I can't get a good signal. Can you? It's like,
but yeah, immigration is tough, man. When you deal with immigration, you have to walk in.
How's that going to work? How's that going to work? Oh, shit, man. Already, just to get into Laos is a pain in the ass. So we're saying we're going to spend gazillions of dollars on spaceships. We're going to fly all over the fucking wherever, outer space, right?
Oh, Beer Hunters Intergalactic. Interplanetary.
What happens if we spent like every fucking dollar that this planet has? We put all our resources into it, because we want to send a rocket to fucking some other planet.
Hmm.
And we get up there, we're like, oh, we made it. We show up and we said, visa.
Exactly.
It's like, no,
What?
reject, go back.
You
You're
take
like,
MasterCard?
It's like, you have a visa, sir. What?
Exactly.
Immigration wouldn't let us in. We're fucking Alpha
Exactly.
Centauri. You get sent back.
Yeah,
Shit,
exactly.
man.
You never watch Star Wars and stuff and all those Star Trek and whatever. they also, you get into the planet, you get a stamp, you got to go through immigration there too. What do you want of that? It's going to be an interplanetary thing. Yeah. Immigration. Yeah,
so
sure.
does immigration, the immigration departments, do they exist for economic reasons, economic means, or like, I don't know how to say it, like racist means? Like if I don't want to let people into my country, is it just because I'm worried someone from a poorer country will come here and take benefits from my government? Is that the only reason I've got immigration?
Immigration is critical in terms of legal immigration. You're our country. So if you're a country, you got to control who's coming in and out. That's natural. So,
Why?
I mean, why? Because if you're not a citizen of that country, it goes to political. It's a political issue, right? Because
yeah, but why?
Why? Because we're not a global society. We're tribal, right? It's always started with tribes. If you go back if you were back in the Indian section and you go from one tribe to another tribe, you either greet you or they'll kill you. One of the two. They didn't have passports at that time.
Yeah, so it's not. It's
now
not
it's
just economics, right?
No,
it's just like,
it's
Canada, we're
political.
a fairly rich country. We want to be careful who comes in because blah blah. It's not that.
Yeah.
It is.
No,
it is just.
It's political. It's all political. It's based
human.
on a country and its identity. No matter what country you go to, it's a political issue that you're crossing that border. All right. So whether you're going to Africa, you still have to go through immigration. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's not.
Laos. So the chances are most Western people going into Laos right now have got more money than most people in Laos, right? That's not
still there's rich people there too.
Some really rich people there, yeah, of course, everywhere. But I mean, in general, in a country that's a little poorer on the economic scale, and yet you can't just rock up there and come in. I'm bringing money with me. I'm going to come in. You still have to go through the process. And I wonder, is that just like you make me do it, so I'm going to make you do it, or is that would they do it anyway?
No,
or
they do it anyway. Every country, Canada has immigration rules.
No,
I mean, you do too. I mean, it's linking to India, but we got a lot of Indians coming across. Well, I don't know why they like it, because it's cold up there. India, there's a certain section of India is cold, but other sections nice.
Kashmiris like it here, man. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like it was freezing up there. It's no difference, right? But it's true. I mean, America's full of immigrants everywhere, right? But then we had a period of a couple of years where it was flooded by illegal shit. It was just uncontrolled. And it was all political game. It's all for politics, which is not for economics. Europe has the same issues, right? So each country has its own regulations on immigration. The problem is, are they enforced? That's very fundamental. And most countries enforce immigration. It seems to be the Western ones that didn't enforce it. And it's all a political issue. Why? Because you got crooks as politics, criminal, corrupt politicians. That's a fundamental.
Well, I mean, there's that, but it's also like, what does the society think? Like Canada, we've gone through that where it's funny. Poll after poll after poll, Canadians overwhelmingly believe that immigration is good for our country. It's good for the diversity. It's good for our economics. We don't have enough people in a great big ass country like we are. And yet it's still a vocal minority can start barking and can make such an outsized influence on policy. So we've gone through, I mean, 2 years ago, everybody was so happy we had so many Indians coming in because we don't have enough workers willing to work in the fast food industries and the hotel industries and all this stuff.
You wanted more curry sauce restaurants.
There's never enough curry. What are you talking about, man? There's going to never be enough curry. But I mean, with all of that, and then all of a sudden, very small minority peoples initially in one particular province started talking about immigration as like every problem that we have here is due to immigrants. And that can spread like wildfire. All of a sudden, 2 years ago, we loved immigrants, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we better slow it down. It's like, well, that happens so
Again,
fast.
no, the issue is it is against scale, right? I mean, if you cannot, Canada cannot, you had land area, you got plenty of land, but if you brought half of India into Canada, okay, Canada's how many million people? 30 million,
40,
50 million?
42,
40 million.
44.
Okay, you got how many billion people in in India? You take 10% of those. You
we'll take 10%. Only half.
Just 10%. Okay? That's you'd be like, you're be another India. You're not going to be Canada. It's simple as that. You know, you will be replaced.
Just think, and that's like how good the curry would be.
Yeah. I mean, you get 100 restaurants versus 10,000 restaurants. It's still curry, man. Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkins said a long time ago in a thing, said, you know, all the Indians and people come here and the curry, it's excellent. But now that we have the recipe, do we need so many more coming in? You know, that was Mr. Bean. I thought it was like, yeah, well, that's a good point. It's like, do we really need? We got the recipe already. We really need that many more. But it's a matter of scale, right? So we in America, it's a bigger country, so if you have 1 million people out of 300 million, okay, it's not as big as when you have 1 million people out of 40, right? But the issue is still relevant to scale. Are the people coming in legally? Are they going to benefit the country? That's a key point. And the allegiance to the country they want to live in, because the two elements are different. You have migrant workers coming in just to work, go back, fine, because their allegiance is back home with family, blah, 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 but they need to work. They want money, right? We have a wealthy country versus a poor country. They need to work, fine. Come in, you need labor, fine. So it's a mutual benefit, okay? I need people come in for a year or two, go back, fine. You know, that's great, no problems. That's what a lot of countries do. Malaysia does that. A lot of workers from Bangladesh, I mean, you know that. So that's fine. But immigrants that want to physically live in the country permanently is a totally different story, because then they're leaving their home country, might be a shithole place or wherever, to move into another one for a better life and better economics, fine. But at the same time, are they do they have the allegiance to the country they're moving to, or they're just bringing their shithole thing to that country? You know, that's a fundamental difference. And a lot of immigrants, you know, bring their own culture, which is fine, but at the same time, they do not assimilate and have allegiance to the country they want to move into. They're actually trying to take it over and turn it into their shithole. No, that's wrong too.
What makes people think they're trying to, if they're escaping a shithole, why do you think they're trying to recreate a shithole?
It happens a lot. We were talking about that before. I mean, I like Philippines. I like to go to Philippines. When the Filipinos come to Hawaii, it was classic. They turn it in towards Filipinos, and they just Philippine, you know. If we have that big problem in certain states, Dearborn's classic, right? They have all these immigrants from Somalia or wherever the hell they're coming out, and they turned and Muslim shit. And they turned the whole town into an enclave of Islamic enclave, and they brought all the problems from their country and recreated it in the U.S. And it's classic. So billions of dollars of fraud. And Somalia, it's the most corrupt country in the whole planet. I mean, look it up. Transparency International. I deal with all this shit. They're the most corrupt country besides Sudan. They're probably neck and neck as in the world. You bring them over there, guess what's going to happen? You get corruption too, and it happened. And then a lot of people are trying to send money back to Somalia, but they're not just migrant workers; they're immigrants living in the U.S. and living there, but they're trying to bring their country to U.S. instead of just live and enjoy U.S. So that's one of the issues. And it's not just America. It's Germany. It's England. It's everywhere. Okay. Canada probably maybe not so bad. You're more legal immigrants. But there's a lot of illegal shit coming in during Biden's term from Canada too, not just from the southern border, but came from the northern border too. So, yeah, I
So
don't
what
know.
was that? Canadians were going down to the States?
No, it's not Canadians. It was other people that were passing through Canada. It was just easier to get through Canada and down, I guess. I don't know. But I
So
heard
in
that was
the
quite an issue. It wasn't Canadian so much. I mean, there are
so
Canadians
right
coming into
now,
U.S. now. But,
Canada, according to Transparency International, Canada in 2025 has the lowest ranking it has historically ever had. We were always in the top 10, and now we're 16th place.
Yeah, you're probably very similar to America. America's probably the same area. No, we might be around. We're ranking, I don't know, maybe the same area, about the same area. We're not top.
You
The
guys
top is
are 29th.
Singapore, Denmark. Yeah, see, we're sliding down too. So, I mean, pretty soon we're going to be in mid ranking of the system instead of top ranking. I mean, in terms of Transparency International's very classic way of looking at corruption. It's the corruption perception index by business people. That's how they check it out. So Somalia is at the very bottom with Sudan, and America is dropping down all the time. I think we were, like you said, we were also in the top 15, 10 or something. Now we're dropped down to 20 something. You guys are dropping down. So again, why?
See here, this goes back to our previous episode talking about AI. And do you believe what AI says? Right. So I just typed in like what's contributing to the slide for both Canada and USA from higher down to lower.
Yeah.
And the key things that are happening in Canada is we had a couple of years back under the Trudeau time, we had some it was mainly one big procurement controversy. One big contractor that got a bunch of government contracts that were kind of linked to some people. So it was like that one thing kind of slid us down. And in the States, the big thing is that the American government decided to stop the enforcement of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, so that American companies are now allowed to bribe other countries to get contracts.
There you go.
So
now we're more like China.
There you go. All right, we're catching up with China.
We're going to be just like China now. I think there's
catch up with
competition with China.
Yeah.
Because China is right at 40. I remember because my system of evaluating country level risk is based on a scale based on CPI. So above 60 score is considered clean. Between 40 and 60 is considered medium, and below 40 is considered not good. Okay. And in our system of how to evaluate risk. And China's right on the border of the 40, same with Vietnam. And Malaysia's in the middle, and USA is still somewhere in the 70s, 60s, or 70s. No, 70s something scores and stuff. So it's still up there, but it just keeps dropping down. It used to be in the 80s. Now it's dropped down. And good old Singapore, they're up there. They're like 88 or something like that. I don't know, but they're doing well. But yeah, what slides is all based on what is a perception of corruption in the system. It's not a foolproof thing. It's a corruption perception index, but it is a good indicator.
But it's also, it kind of goes back, like it ties a bunch of stuff in you were talking about. So about like foreign workers coming into the States and, leaving when their contract's done.
Yeah.
I think Singapore is very similar to that. Like it's easy for an expat to go to Singapore, to get a visa to work in Singapore, pay taxes in Singapore, spend money in Singapore.
Right.
I don't know, but I don't think that it's easy to become a Singaporean. I don't think immigration is actually easy.
That's a good point. If you want to work, you have basically a couple elements. You have some kind of work visa or spousal visas or whatever, or you get some kind of permanent residency. You're not a citizen. You're a permanent resident. You still can't vote. Again, remember, this is all about politics. So you cannot vote, but you can live there, work there, whatever, pay your taxes, okay, as you're a good model citizen. You don't want to if you go to jail, you're going to go to jail. I mean, if you're a bad guy. But, the issue is, will you get a citizenship? Do you want a citizenship to Singapore? Now, Singapore has tax rates of 15%, not like 30 or 40% like Canada or US, when you hit the top. So it's 15%. Okay, that's pretty damn good, if you have business or whatever. There's advantages to be in Singapore. But, it's also a small island. So
small island, and the the costs. You want to get yourself like a 600 square foot apartment, you better have money. Yeah, you better have money.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, Malaysia, of course, is much, much more cheaper. It's one of the nice things about Malaysia here is that it sits right in the belt of Southeast Asia and accessible, but life here is much more cheaper than other places. So there's a lot of expats moving here. And then some of the expats will marry local citizens and have kids. And then you have issues with immigration because Malaysia, for example, they don't want two citizenships. If you're a kid, they say, okay, but if you're adult, they don't like it. So, but they might change that. It's a political decision. And it's partially religious, because you got a heavy religion issue here in Malaysia that you don't have in Thailand, for example, that you do have in Indonesia. So it depends on the country. But working with immigration, it's not that easy, right? Because partially religion kicks in. Because it depends on who's sitting behind the desk, too, in immigration. And it makes a big difference. Some of them are no problem. Others are a big problem.
Interesting point. I guess from the expat point of view, the permanent residency versus citizenship is not as big a deal. I mean, if you can go into Singapore, Malaysia, wherever. I was in Malaysia for a very long time, and there was no track to citizenship. There was no track.
Yeah, virtually.
I mean, it was, call it impossible, right? Yet there were many different options for long-term, basically permanent residency. You could, if you followed enough rules, you could be there for basically forever. And it was okay. I never had an issue with it.
Yeah, so but I think they changed some of the rules. That's a problem. The government changes rules. There is a thing called MM2H or whatever for long-term things and stuff. You can stay. They give you a permanent residency. You don't have to deal with immigration very often, but you had to buy a house or have certain.
And that's
businesses.
Not for working. That was for basically retirement.
That's for retirement. Yeah, sorry. That's a retirement, not for working. So you have to be retired, and you're not supposed to work and just spend your money there. Okay, that's fine. But then all of a sudden, they went the value of that visa in terms of how much you have to invest and hold and stuff, tripled, like that. Just one decision overnight. All of a sudden, it went from 300,000 ringgit, which is about 80,000 US. And all of a sudden, it went to 500,000 or over $1 million ringgit. I mean, all of a sudden, too. And it's just a political decision that happened like that. But
it's also great. Everybody. It shows that competition works because you've had countries
it's not great to those guys that did it. Or what to do it, because a lot of people don't have that much retirement.
No, it's true. But I mean, it's countries compete. So Portugal in Europe for the longest time was, for the last 10 years, was the best place, easiest to get into as a foreigner to come in, low entry costs, blah, 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 to do it. And they've tightened up because so many people came in and started driving up the real estate costs. The local people started freaking out. Politics got involved. And now the current best place in Europe to go do something like that is a former basket case. It's now Greece. Greece has now got the best golden visa. If you want to go live long-term in Europe, Greece is the way to go.
Really?
Cheapest place to live, cheapest to get in, lowest entry numbers, blah, blah, blah. So it changes all the time.
Yeah, that's an issue.
So that's the problem. If you're retired, it's maybe not so bad. You start trying to set down some roots, but your roots are basically your friends, not family in that country. And when the rules change, you go to the next cheap country and find new friends, and your family still comes to visit you in this cool, cheap place anyway. So never mind.
Yeah. As long as you.
But if you were born, you were born in the Sudan, and you're you're a go-getter, and you figure that this is a shithole, it's corrupt, I don't like it, I want to make a better life for myself somewhere else. You fucked. Nobody wants you. It's not your fault. It's the politics, right? And you might be the best motherfucker on the planet. You might be motherfucking Teresa, and nobody wants you. That's
That's true.
sad.
That's true.
That's
But
sad.
that's true. But that's life, actually. Unfortunately, if you're born in a shithole country, you have to fight a lot harder to get out of that. I mean, that's unfortunately it can happen. I mean, there's a lot of people that still make good money and stuff in a shithole country, and they can go outside, do business, but usually you have to do some kind of business, either in politics or business. One of the two. Political guys,
As long
usually
as you're
make a
corrupt, you're
shitload.
fine.
Yeah. Well, a businessman doesn't have to be corrupt, although they usually will take
From a country that's
advantage
got a
of
problem, you
option.
usually have to be corrupt to get enough money that you're doing external
Yeah.
business. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
corruption
so
bad. That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
Corruption bad.
CP.
AI is
Yeah,
going to
that's
fix it
right.
all. No problem.
It's all right. That's a good point. AI might be corrupt too. Look what it did to your business. It corrupted your machines. So it corrupts too. It corrupts electronically. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. If you have immigration and you have AI, right, and you're going through the electrical thing, going, hey, I got a permit. Nope. They don't like you. It's like, what? It doesn't work. I have to go to the counter. It's like, oh, okay, look you now. But the machine might reject you. It happens. But usually you don't put it in writing.
Well, that's the problem, though. How do I pay off AI?
Exactly. You can't.
It's like, oh, shit, man.
Maybe those stalls will have money input here. Insert money here.
Insert money. Oh, wow.
Extra visa fee. But yeah, it's true. So immigration is always a pain in the ass. And is it logical? Not always, right? There's favoritisms in the system. If you know people in the system, that helps. If you're sometimes a certain religion, that helps. Yeah,
there's mass panic. There's misinformation. Like in the UK, right? They've had immigration for so long. It's been a way they've handled it so well for so long. But now there's a new political party has turned it into a big issue. Now everybody in the UK hates immigrants. Like, wow, man. So the public perception, same like in Canada, like I was just saying, it was like it turned on a dime.
But
it's like for the longest time it was fantastic. Now it's like not fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, I think if you talk to Brits, I'm out here, right? I talk to the Brits coming from UK. They all think it's shit. Now, I mean, it's a universal thing. I haven't talked to any Brit that says it's not turning to shit. And Germans are the same. It said Germany is going to hell. And all because of politics. And usually they're citing immigration as key. And these are Germans from Germany coming across to Asia, or Brits coming across to Asia, and they all are escaping it because they think it's shit. And it's not Britain anymore.
Yeah.
England's not England anymore. And
but all that
that's
happens
a fundamental
now
problem.
Is as we do that, we're exacerbating the problem. Like you go, Canadians and Americans all want to escape. We'll go down to Mexico. So what happens there? We all go buy expensive places. We drive the prices up so high that the locals start to resent us because I can't live here anymore. You fucking immigrants.
Exactly.
You fucking immigrants, man. From the States and Canada. You fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly true. I mean, that happens there. Mexico or Latin America, same thing. Yeah. We come down with our money. We displace theirs. And then they resent us because exactly that. Now we provide a lot more money to help them than we give them money too. I mean, that part's good. They like that part, right? They like that, but also the prices of everything and that makes their life difficult. So there's a benefit and cost to that. So
what we're all saying is stay home. Everybody stay home.
And drink a beer.
Yeah.
Have a nice cold beer. But if you're in a country that doesn't allow you to drink beer, you're screwed. Move.
Not many of those anymore. I still say we got to do our next beer hunt in Saudi Arabia now that they've loosened it up.
No.
Come on, we'll be there early. Well, yeah, but still, we'll find places to drink that no one's been drinking at before. Come on.
Yeah, well, there might be one bar in the embassy in the Canadian.
No. They've opened it now, and they as you said, politics shift. They may close it again soon, so we should get it right now. Let's hope they don't close it while we're halfway through a beer and we have to run. But I mean,
so I can think of a lot more countries that are much nicer to drink a beer. You're probably just going to get Carlsberg anyway. It's like, what the hell? They don't brew their own beer there. I mean, it's not like camel juice or some shit.
Well, I mean, Egypt's got
Brewed
star
from,
beer, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
That's pretty
That's
good.
another place. I don't think I want to have beer anyway. I'd rather watch the pyramids online than sitting there with a beer because I didn't.
Oh,
That's
dude,
one
no!
thing.
Now I want to
No,
go to
no,
the
no, no.
pyramids and have a beer so bad. Oh shit! You
But
shouldn't have said that. I want to go so bad.
wait. Did you see the pictures of the pyramids, right? Have you seen any bar anywhere near that pyramid? No.
Yeah, down in the Queen's Chamber. You go down there, down, hang a left.
Yeah. So I didn't see any pubs hanging around close to the pyramids or the Sphinx or anything. You know, there's this.
The Sphinx.
Nah.
What?
The
The
Sphinx.
Sphinx already.
The Sphinx. But anyway, but beer hunters, we have to get around. We haven't traveled that much yet in doing beer hunting yet. We've just done Mexico, Canada, but watch that. Okay, you guys watch it. We just did the Gulf Islands. We did some stuff in Mexico, and check it out. Beer Hunters International. Check it on YouTube. Or are we anywhere else besides YouTube for Beer Hunters? Are we on Spotify or anything?
We aren't. But one thing you have to do is you got to talk for 2 minutes now.
Uh-oh. You better get going. Hurry.
Yeah.
Get a beer.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. You keep talking.
All right. Okay, Alan's on a break right now. So it's true. I mean, if you're traveling the world, you're going to have to deal with immigration. You travel anywhere you go, whether it's on vacation or for work or for business, you have to deal with immigration. I live in Asia, so we have to deal with immigration. Immigration is not easy wherever you go, but you have to go by the rules and the regulations. So if you need a visa, you got to get one. You know, you can't, and it costs money, and you have to go through the hassle, and that's basically all you got to do. No choice. And Alan's out to get a beer, and hopefully he'll be back pretty soon because I'm in the morning and I'm on bordering coffee. So, but basically time difference is a lot. So immigration, necessary evil. Is it good? Yes, it's necessary. You need immigration. But at the same time, it needs to be controlled, but needs to be realistic in terms of what you want to do. Working, migrant visas is different than immigration. Okay, as we want to live there. Migrant, just come in, work, go back, and they're both necessary. Okay, but how do you manage it? How does it affect you? It affects me all the time. Alan doesn't travel quite so much anymore, but he traveled enough time to go get a nice cold beer. And that's another non-sponsor. Who's non-sponsoring us today?
Yeah. No. I actually had our sponsors, the White Rock Beach beer guys, come into the store 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We're now working on a program. Yeah, 6-pack.
All right.
Didn't make it home. Yeah, sorry.
Didn't make it out of the store.
I'm working on a program with them where I might move my open mic nights down to their place.
All right. Oh, really?
Red Rum Presents, and then we'll be just doing it like in the bar.
Yeah, that makes more sense, actually, than doing it in the record store.
Well, because as a brewery, they have a different license. They're not a pub. Yeah. So people below 19, the drinking age, is they can go in there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So because they want me to do like we do the youth open mic, and they're interested in having a youth open mic. So we do the real people one too, the real people, the everybody one.
So, and then the fake little ones,
and then little people. But I think I might do that because it's. I know this has got nothing to do with immigration, but it's just in our store. It's fantastic. People really enjoy playing in the store, but it's I think it's too supportive of an atmosphere, of a climate in there. Mm-hmm. So there's no like everyone is your friends or family. They're watching you, paying attention, clapping at even when you screw up, blah blah blah. I think maybe to toughen them up a bit, we need them to be playing like in a bar where 80% of the people are not watching you, not listening. They're talking. They're just like don't even clap and you're done. Got to toughen you up, man.
Yeah, that's
you got to grow some balls.
Yeah.
The boys and the girls, both of you got to grow the balls, man. You just got to do it.
Sometimes the girls got bigger ones than the boys. Sometimes that's bad.
That is actually really
That's
true.
dangerous. Yeah.
I find that a lot of the girls have more self confidence than the guys for the singing and the music and then the things. But anyway, sorry.
No, I think
here's proof that we're not AI because I disappeared to go for a piss and get a beer, which AI wouldn't subject you to that.
Okay. Wait. What beer is that? What is it?
Kilkenny.
It's Kilkenny? Ooh, Kilkenny. That's a nice beer. I haven't seen it in cans. We can get Kilkenny here in Malaysia, no problem. Problem is, it's sometimes on tap, you know? Yeah, it's really good if they cycle it a lot. A lot of people drinking Kilkenny, it's great. If they don't, it sits in the barrel too long, then it's not so good. It's not so fresh.
Really?
Yeah, because Kilkenny is about 4 or 5 days. You should be finished that barrel.
Oh.
So,
but Kilkenny, it's one of the more beautiful beers when it's on tap.
It's a great beer. Yeah,
even I mean, just visually, even nicer than Guinness. When you pour it,
yeah,
it's
creamy.
Watching it,
nice.
Just
nice.
Man.
Yeah. Well, tonight we're going to hit a thing called Healy Max, which is an Irish pub in Bouncer. And you probably remember it was here for a while. I think it was here when you were here.
I used to. They started a Healy Max up in Hartimas for a while. I don't know if that's still
they had
there.
them in Hartimas. They have one in Bouncer. So right now Healy Max is in Publica, I think, and the Sri Hartimas closed down, and there's one in Bouncer, which is a good pub. It's a little bit expensive, but they have pork knuckle and they got Kilkenny too. So I think you just talked me into getting some Kilkenny tonight. Gonna splurge on Kilkenny. It's worth it. Yeah. And this
worth it.
Oh, shit.
But why? Why would you allow an Irish beer to immigrate into Malaysia? Why don't you drink the local beer?
Because there's local beer is actually still from Europe. There is no beer technically made in Malaysia except in Sarawak. Sarawak has a couple breweries now.
Tiger is not from Europe. Tiger's from
Singapore, not Malaysia.
Which used to be the same place, lah.
Yeah,
no longer same place.
1960 something.
57, lah.
57. Was it 57?
57. But the beer's still together.
The beer's still there. It's still cheaper. No, I think that's Malaysian and then Singapore a couple years later. Anyway, that's good old Lee Kuan Yew days. So that's a big thing. Country is split. So immigration. But okay, there's another fun fact. I don't know if it's that fun. Malaysia is probably one of the few countries that has 3 separate immigrations, right? You have one immigration for Peninsula, a second one for Sarawak, and a third one for Sabah. 2 states have their own immigration, technically. So if you're from Sabah or Sarawak, you are separate than Peninsula Malaysia, and you get you can get like a separate passport. It's all linked, but technically you have a Sabah passport versus a Sarawak, and the same with the IC, the identity card. You're Sarawaki, not just Malaysia, or you're Sabahan. So if you're Peninsula Malaysia, you want to work in Sarawak, no, you need an immigration permit from Sarawak. That's one of the few countries that has that. I don't think.
Well, Canada, we're kind of similar now. We have one of the reasons we're having we got a backlog of, now it's gone up to something like 6 or 7 years, people in the queue to come into the country. Because we also have 3 immigration. We have Frank, John, and Susan now. That's all we got. We got 3 people working in the department. It's like it slowed things down a lot.
That'll do it.
That'll slow it down. Like, shit, man. I mean, I'm lucky. My wife is from Taiwan.
Yeah,
and we came here, and we were still under the when things were still they were just fine before people started people. I know we have a slightly different view on immigration on the way on the view of things, but I always see that whenever there's a problem, the first thing people do is blame immigrants, and then a couple of years later they figure out, oh, it was actually a systemic problem. It wasn't just the immigrants, right? So my wife came in, made it, and it wasn't more than like a couple of months later that, well, first off, COVID hit, which kind of slowed everything down.
That screwed up the world.
And then after that, it just has never gotten back fully on track. The backlogs have never been cleared up since then. So
Yeah.
it's a lot about luck too.
Yeah, that's true.
Luck,
And
and we talk about it. My wife and I talk about it a lot about luck. Like lucky where you were born, right?
Sure.
She was born in Taiwan, pretty good country, right?
Yeah.
China
That's
wants
right.
to eat it, but I mean, generally speaking, it's a pretty good country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, I was born in Canada. Okay, States wants to eat us, but generally it's a pretty good country. We don't have a lot of problems. But so many people, it's like, we talk about like the shithole countries and the problems they bring with them, blah, blah, but we weren't born there. That's like every one of us, even a poor fuck in Canada or the States, even a poor fuck has won the lottery by being born where you were.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You could have, if you were born, if I was born in Sudan, I'm the same guy. Let's say that somehow, I don't know how spirituality works and everything.
I doubt
it. I'm the same
you wouldn't
guy.
be drinking
maybe
beer
in Sudan.
Yeah,
okay, I wouldn't have been born there.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have been born
there. Yeah, you wouldn't be drinking beer. Me either. No way. No.
But I mean, just think about it. Like the people that we shit on, look where you come from. How, like, oh my God, there's like so many people, so many countries that how do you?
But
you're screwed. You're just screwed from birth, before birth.
Not exactly that. Yes, it is. Yes, and no. So one thing is, if you're born in a very strict Islamic thing, you're not. There's a lot of oppression based on religious belief, right? You're born in Laos, for example. Okay, you're Buddhist, right? Okay, it's a very poor country. Okay, there's political issues, with very restrictive because of socialism and communism and stuff. But at the same time, the country is moving. The economy is trying to be more and more capitalistic. But since the government is so restrictive, it's hard to do business there. It's really tough because there's so much influence and regulations and over-regulations on companies that it's difficult. But at the same time, people are drinking beer at Beer Lab, and it's the cheapest beer. It's amazing. Everybody's still happy, even though they're poor. And they're not happy being poor, but they're happy people. And the people there are amazing. They're so happy and generous, and it's so much fun. The people are great, but the country is political issues are terrible. Then you go to Thailand, and then you have Thailand that very, very different systems and similar people. I mean, the Thai people and Lao people, they went to war and stuff right next door, both Buddhism. But, it's much, much more open society, much more, it's very, very different politically, right? And you had the king, you had politics, and the politics would change every couple of months. They'd have a new government stuff, but they always have a king, and that was what kept Thailand. Thailand was the king, and the royalty was keeping everything together, keeping stable, because political system just kept running, but it kept changing. It was never stable. But it's
massive
similar,
corruption. Talk about corruption. Yeah, they had like billionaires buying their way in to run the country for a couple of months, and a bigger billionaire would come in.
Of course, there's corruption everywhere. And it's actually, and you're if you go look at your CPI Transparency Internet, you'll find Thailand to be well in the corrupt section. I think it's like score 35 or something. It's well below the 40. So it's not good. Same with Indonesia. So again, Laos is down there too. Okay, they're all considered corrupt countries relevant to the CPI index, Transparency International. But if you go to stay there, you have a totally different feeling in terms of Laos being enjoyable, and Thailand now is overrun with a lot of expats moving there because it was cheap and stuff. Now they are tightening their immigration a lot. I meet guys from Thailand all the time coming across doing visa runs to Laos. They're always over there running to Vientiane. They're in there for like a week to get their visa, and they go back to Thailand.
And now they're cracking down on that. You won't be able to do that. Which is, again, that's weird. It's been like 40 years that you just had to do the visa run. Now it's getting tougher. You could have been living in Thailand for 30 years as an expat. All of a sudden, you can't.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that's true. It's getting more difficult. So there's different visas in there, but they have to get into that level, whether you're a businessman or whatever, to get into
digital
that
visa,
kind of
nomad or something.
Yeah. where you can get like a
Because
5-year
countries are
visa.
starting to say, hey, we not just want your money, we want guarantee that you're going to be bringing in and spending some money.
That's right.
Backpackers, yeah, you
Yeah.
guys were fun for a while, but now,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And that's where Singapore, I think one of the classic ones of Singapore, how their immigration system is. They brought in a lot of professional people in Singapore. And that's one of the reasons that the country really raised up, because it allowed higher level people. Of course, they brought in labor as well, but those all migrants. They're not immigrants. It's very, very different. So the poor people from Bangladesh, they go in for 1-2 years, out. Indonesians come in 1-2 years, out. But the people from like Europe and stuff, or US or wherever, and they moved into Singapore, they got permanent residences. So big difference, because they're working, they have jobs, they have companies, they invest in the country. So Singapore is very, very selective. And that's brilliant. That's what immigration should be looking at.
well, it's actually,
rewarding us.
Canada is going back now to, we had one of the most successful immigration programs on the planet.
Mm.
It was admired by almost every country. And it was basically, we had 2 tracks.
Yeah.
We had the merit track, so there were actually points.
Yeah.
So you were a doctor, you were a lawyer, you were rich,
Yeah.
you were whatever you were, you got points.
Mm.
So on a merit system, you could come in,
All
just
right.
like Singapore does. But
Yeah.
we also had like the emotional side. So we had for refugee kind of people at that end of things, we had a pretty big chunk that we'd bring in every year. Based on our population size, we were bringing in a bigger percentage of refugees than any other country in the world. But it worked, because we were bringing in people who were bringing in their money, contributing, and we're bringing people that were like, you're fucked, we're going to help you. So we had the 2 tracks. It was great. We did kind of swing a little bit to left for a while, where we did just like, we want to help everybody, which is great. It's a beautiful thing. But as you said, we're 44 million people. Bringing in 1 million people a year is not sustainable, right?
Right.
Even if they were all the rich ones, it wouldn't work, because we're not building houses fast enough. It's just too fast.
It's scale.
So by trying to be too nice, we fucked it up. So now we have to close the door and be not nice, because we were too nice. So there is a balance. Your heart may say, throw the doors wide open for everybody.
No.
But that's not going to be the right answer. It's going to hurt more people, because very quickly you're going to have to close the door, and people who really need your help won't be able to get it, because you're going to have to close it for everybody while you sort it out. So there has to be a balance. Sorry, it doesn't have to be. You can be a prick and not let anybody in. It can be. But I mean, you can't let your heart run too far ahead of what your capabilities are.
Because you cannot save the world. No way. I mean, if you let everybody into your country's going to fall to shit. So you're just going to be like everybody else. No way. You'll be a poor poverty system. But if you do it wisely, like a wise old bastard.
But I think like where there needs to be a reset also is like Canada used to spend, and is now spending again, a lot more money on like international aid. We kind of backed off a little bit while we were bringing more and more people in. Now we're kind of ramping it back up again, because I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't know how to make sure the corruption doesn't overrun it. I don't pretend to understand any of that. But I do know that a lot of the world needs help. And it's like, yes, the governments are responsible for those countries. But again, it comes back to, you had the bad luck to be born there. You're screwed.
Yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, you have to work your way out. No, I mean, if you're Haiti, America cannot take the entire population of Haiti and just bring it in. That's bullshit. No way. The Haiti has to work itself out. Okay, yeah, you can have some people come in and out, and I'm all for like migrant workers. No problem. Come in, earn some money, send it back, go back and help your own country. You got to fix your own country. Don't come in, just run away only. That's wrong. So you have to fix your own country. If you go into politics, fix your own country, do it. Come in, work, fine, go back. It's okay. You earn some money. You have a rich country that needs workers. Fine, go work. It's no problem. We've all experienced that. But it has to be legal. It has to be controlled. It shouldn't be illegal. It's a job. It's the government's job to make sure that the system is easy to make, but still legal, right? For a businessman to say, I need 20 workers, I get to get my 20 workers and then control to make sure that they're working and they don't run off. And, after their 2 years or a year or whatever, and pay them properly. And then they go back. Fine. No problems. It helps the workers. It helps people. It helps companies. It's a win-win situation. That's simple. It's wise old bastards. That's why we can fix everything. We can fix immigration. No problem.
Simplest thing is you send us all your money, all your passports. We'll sort it for you.
No.
The address is on the screen below. Just...
But yeah, I mean, no, we know how immigration should work. It's not that hard. It really is. But the issue is it's the willingness of the government to make it work. All right.
You know what I would like to see happen?
Yeah.
You know what I really like to see happen? To help all these people in the world. I mean, there's so much suffering everywhere, right? I would love to see religious groups who send their evangelical people out. I would love to see them go to these countries to help. Not to try to convert, to say, come join my religion, but just like, go and help. If you feel that they are human and they belong under the same God that you believe, don't go down there and start a church and force them to join your religion to get a bowl of rice. If you really believe that, you really believe they're humans and they deserve your love and their help, just go do it. And let them remain Muslim or Buddhist or pagan or whatever they are. Just go help.
Yeah, that's theory, yes. But practice, no.
No.
If you're a Muslim, you're converting people to Islam. It's just that. If you're Christian, you're trying to convert them to Christianity. Buddhism, I don't know if they do.
If you're a beer hunter, we're not trying to convert anyone else to drinking beer because there's less for us. So it's like, we can come in. We're not going to bugger anything up. Don't worry about it.
That's true. That's true. So immigration, I mean, it's a necessary evil. We work with immigrants and migrant workers. We talked about a migrant worker I used to work with, a number of them in deep West Texas. And they're great people. They're excellent people. They just want to work and then go back. But they had no intention to live in Malaysia, in America. They just want to work, earn money, and go back. That's easy.
So that's a migrant worker, not an immigrant worker.
Right, exactly. And there's a lot of people like that. And that can help.
And I have to admit, though, but I have benefited from being on the other side of the fence on that. Like, I have still, to this day, spent more than half of my life overseas. Catching up now, but still more than half my life overseas. But I was always an expat.
Yeah.
Not a migrant, not an immigrant, not somebody trying to kick. Well, they tried to kick me out of a lot of places, but countries, bars, all kinds of places tried to kick me out. It didn't work. It just didn't stick. It didn't work. But I mean, I was welcomed. Like the reverse racism. I was welcomed in Southeast Asia much more than a Southeast Asian would have been welcomed. Like, when I got there, I was a backpacker. I worked my way up, right? So I got the chance to work my way up. A backpacker can't come to Canada or the States, land here backpacking, and just stay here for 30 years, work your way up. Doesn't work that way. So, I mean, I benefited from a lopsided system. Thank you, system.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
But it changes. I mean, but like you said, I did Peace Corps. I was a Peace Corps guy in Guatemala too, and so we're there to help, and then of course party a bit and spend some money and stuff. But we were pretty damn poor. It's kind of like government-sponsored poverty for Americans. Actually, we were poor as hell too, but we actually earned a bit more than the locals at the same time at the same job, right? Because we were experts and stuff. We weren't expats. We're still like somewhere between backpacker and an expat, somewhere in the middle there. But and it was a great experience, great learning experience, great cultural experience, great and all that. But at the same time, now that we're old, wise, old bastards, we're looking at what's going to happen in the future. So we're looking at, if we move to Mexico, we can live cheaper there, or Malaysia, or wherever we want to do. But at the same time, are we causing trouble over there because we're bringing money in there and we're competing with locals and making prices much higher in that area, in that vicinity? Now, Mexico allows you to live within so many miles of the ocean, right, as an expat. So you can buy property and stuff, but it's within so many kilometers of the ocean.
It
You
has to,
can't go in
yeah.
the
I mean,
interiors.
if you're 100 kilometers from the
I
coast,
think it's 60.
there's like no
Okay.
restriction. If
Oh,
it's less than 100, like at my place in Puerto Vallarta,
yeah.
they have a very clear system for you to do it. So I still
Yeah.
own the property, but through a
Yeah.
trust that's registered, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it's true. I mean, if you really, nobody is as good as they think they are or as they say they are, right?
Mm.
I mean, if I really wanted to be a good person as a retiree, I wouldn't go buy a place. I wouldn't go rent a place. I wouldn't go Airbnb. I would go live in hotels,
Mm.
right? If I wanted to be good for the economy, because you're putting it
Yeah.
into a
Yeah.
business, you're putting it into the staff there,
Yeah.
blah, blah. It costs you more money, but if you can afford it and you
Yeah.
really care, if you say you care, if you really do, that's how. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I would do it. Don't get me wrong.
No.
I'm a
No, no,
wise
no.
old bastard, but I'm not a
Yeah.
lying old bastard. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm honest with you
We're
guys.
cheap old bastards. Don't forget, we're cheap
Old
bastards too. Cheap
yeah.
old bastards.
So just as long as you're aware, I mean, if you
Yeah.
just understand, if you go and you do an Airbnb or rent a place in a neighborhood somewhere, and people don't love the fact that you're there,
Yeah.
don't be surprised. You think I'm just coming to spend my money. You think you're doing a great thing for them.
Yeah.
There's two sides to everything.
Yeah.
You are,
Yeah.
but you're paying so much more that the guys who are living around you, all of a sudden, those prices go up. And yes, I'm spending a little bit of money, but am I spending enough money that my money can spread enough to everybody living around me that they make enough more money to pay the higher prices that I've cost?
Maybe not.
Usually no.
Unless you start a factory and employ everybody. And give
Yes.
them a lot of money. Then that's
Yeah,
different.
which is I keep I mean, that's something I've said a million times over when people, whenever you're talking about, like, let's use Africa as an example. If I was to be a philanthropist, if I had enough cash to do something, I wouldn't send my religious guys out there. I wouldn't
Yeah.
just, here's a bunch of money to UNICEF, here's another couple bags of rice. I would go start a factory. And I would, yes, I would bring at first one or two guys from outside, some expertise, but I would be training up the people there to run it. And it's not an AI data center. It's find something labor intensive, something that makes sense in that particular place with a market. I would spend my money on the marketing side so that whatever they're building, make it sustainable. So the 50, 80, 100 people you hire can, for their life and their career, take care of 30, 50, 80, 100 families.
Yeah.
That's
where
sustainable.
economics comes in. Yeah, exactly. So a capitalistic system works. Yes, that's where capitalism is. You go in, invest, hire people to do products or manufacture products or services, whatever, and people earn money and they spend that money and invest it in their own families and stuff, and the economy grows. And then it gets inflation, and then everybody can't afford anything anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
So maybe open up a brewery. Yeah, get cheap beer.
Because I mean, the unintended consequences. I mean, I even look at, like, they have this. What do you call it? Volunteer tourism? What do they call it when I'm going to go to Africa. I'm going to go help build a school or something.
Yeah. Doctors
I feel so good about myself.
Like that. Yeah.
You feel good about yourself. You know what you're doing? You're going down there and carrying bricks and shit. And all of the people around in that village that should be doing that work and making that money,
watching you do it,
are not making the money because you've taken the jobs away from the people who need it. So your volunteerism doesn't work quite that way. Go down there and volunteer, supervise. Just sit there on a chair and watch them work and throw money.
Drink beer.
Something okay, but drink beer. But so just be honest with yourself, right? Whatever you're doing, think it through and be honest with yourself, man.
Yeah. So
you're not doing as much good as you think.
But immigration is critical. You have to bring your money, invest. You have to go through immigration. You have to be legal, whatever you're doing. Immigration is something that's difficult. Migrant workers are a critical element that people always don't understand. For some reason, they just only focus on immigration, not on the things like migrant workers that come in to support themselves, support their families, come in and out, work, but don't physically want to live in the place that they're working. They're just there temporarily. That's a key element globally that needs to be more emphasized over just immigration. So it'll solve a lot more problems if you have more migrants coming in and out. As long as they come in and out, make their money go. I mean, that's beneficial to everybody. But another thing is beer. Beer is life. Beer industries, breweries, beer is a commercial item. It makes people happy. Look at Laos. People not so rich, but they're happy. Beer Lao. So
when are they sponsoring us, them cheap bastards?
yeah, I think it was bought by Carlsberg. It's a problem. So again, conglomerates. It's lost its identity. It still tastes great and it's still good price, but now it's under the Carlsberg. The funny thing in Laos is that they have Carlsberg and they have Beer Lao, and they're always trying to push Carlsberg, but the people either drink Beer Lao or Heineken. For some reason, they're not drinking Carlsberg, and they'll offer 2 beers, get 1 free, and they still don't buy Carlsberg as much. They just stick to Beer Lao.
But doesn't that talks about
That's
economics a little bit too, doesn't it? Where it's
Yeah.
so you can have like Beer Lao very cheap, and then a big corporation come in, buy them out, spend billions, whatever they spend, and still sell it very cheap and still make money.
Yeah, good point. I don't know if it's artificially prices lower because of politics, or is it just
It's got to be. It's
because
called
cheaper?
it's taxation, really. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
water
taxation.
and a handful of grains. It costs nothing to make. When you got the equipment, you got the scale. It costs nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So-
all taxes. That's what
I think
80,
you're right.
90% of your cost has got to be the tax.
Yeah, talk to beach brewers, White Rock Beach Brewery.
They
I'll tell you
tax you
about it.
before you make it, just in case you make any. So what?
During production, oh, you want to put barley in there? Pay your tax. What?
Yeah. What?
I didn't make the beer yet. Stupid.
You think, but you
know,
might
that's a
you
problem.
might make beer, right? Give us
make
some
beer.
money.
Before you sell it. No. But anyway, shout out to our sponsors, White Rock Beach Brewery.
Great
They're
guys.
great.
Great guys. Great beer.
And come subscribe, comment about immigration. Everybody has comments about immigration. I mean, what's your viewpoint about immigration? Should everything be open? Should everything be closed? What about migrant workers versus immigration? Okay, how should that work? We're wise old bastards. We know.
I want some comments in there about how can you, as a Canadian or American, even consider saying that immigration is not good when we immigrated here and fucked over the people who were here first. And I'm saying that's how we know it can be a problem, because we did it. We know it can happen. Look, you let us in. Look what happened. Look what happened.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but they would be still running around chasing buffalo and not having data centers.
So everybody be happy.
I don't know. That's a good
It's hard to say.
I don't think so. One thing, Indians didn't have beer. They didn't have cold beer. So they couldn't have been that happy.
Well,
that's why they were fighting each other all the time.
Canada, we've had ice beer for thousands of years. What are you talking about?
That's piss water. That's pissing in the ice. It just looks a color.
Oh my God! Is that what it is?
Yeah. Don't eat that yellow snow, man.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
It is not beer.
Damn it! Why didn't ever tell me that?
Okay, I think we killed this one enough. But let's take it. Time to go. Y'all, don't forget the store. Wise Old Bastard store. Get some shirts. Everything.
Shirts, hats, towels, mugs.
Yep. And we'll see you.
And remember, we've said it a million times. You show up where we're drinking, wear one of our shirts, and you can buy us a beer.
Yeah. Whoa. You can buy us a beer. That's not exactly. I think we buy you a beer. Okay.
Oh, we'll
the first
buy
one's
you a
on
beer.
us.
First one's on us.
First one's on us. All right. You can buy us back. That's okay. First one's on us.
Thank you, lady and gentlemen. Really appreciate you spending time with us. Hope you had a bit of fun, because we did. As you can tell, we always do.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Enjoy. Adios.
Bye.